Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I thank you, Vamsi, for accepting to talk in this lecture series. It is like a webinar series. Last week only we started this. Um, Only one talk we completed, and this is the second talk. Um, Vamsi, hi. Am I
Yeah, hi.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible, and it's great that we started this. So, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you. We got so many responses from alumni, and they reacted proactively. And we are very happy to receive such a response from alumni. And we are glad to see you in good positions. And this guidance will help your juniors a lot. Uh, Let us start this session. Before that, we will see the introduction of speaker today. I will introduce Vamsi to the audience. Just a minute.
Thanks, Srikanth. It's an opportunity, like, I mean, to speak here.
Yes, Vamsi.
So, should I go ahead? I mean,
Sneha, are you there? Sneha, am I audible? Okay, there is some problem with the host. Actually, Sneha has to host this session. Okay, no problem.
Okay, no
I am
problem.
introducing
I am
Vamsi to the
introducing
audience.
Vamsi to
Just
the
a minute.
audience. Just a minute.
Sneha, are you there?
Sneha, are you there? Sneha.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Vamsi
Mr.
Gorle
Vamsi
is
Gorle
currently
is
working as
currently working as
software development
software
engineer
development
2
engineer
at
2
Uber
at Uber
with prior
with
experience
prior
as
experience as
SDE at Amazon.
SDE at Amazon.
Over the past
For
five
the
years,
past 5 years,
he has designed
he
and
has
implemented
designed and
scalable,
implemented
highly
scalable,
available,
highly
and
available,
secure
and
systems.
secure systems.
His
His
expertise spans
expertise spans
backend and
backend and
front-end
front-end
development,
development,
enabling him
enabling
to
him
deliver
to deliver.
end-to-end solutions with efficiency. He thrives in fast-paced, dynamic environments, consistently driving innovation and optimizing performance. He is the alumni of our institute. He has graduated in the year 2020 from NIT Andhra Pradesh, and I now request Vamsi Gorle to take over from here. He will
sure.
continue his talk.
Sure. Thanks for giving this opportunity. And I wanted to keep this connect as casual as possible. And you guys can take. There is a little disturbance in the echo. Like, I'm hearing that. Is it happening for everyone? I'm able to hear the echo of my voice itself. Like, yes, it's happening. Gaurav responded. So, can everyone mute themselves, like, if possible? Yeah, it would. So, first, I wanted to thank you all, guys, all of you guys, like, I mean, for joining this meet. Like, that too in a weekend, like, it's not that easy. Like, we get weekends to enjoy and things like that. So, I'll try to close this as quickly as possible and keep it very concise. So, you guys might not know about me. So, I just, because we don't have much interactions, I just tell me about myself. Like, I graduated in 2020, where the college was in the temporary buildings. And in the final year, we got an opportunity to be part of the new buildings which we have constructed. So, I think you guys are enjoying the infrastructure. Um, any responses? No? Yes. Okay. Taking silences as any specific thing you want me to cover today other than how interviews work at Top Tech and what are the interview strategies which we can do, things like that? Any other things which you guys want me to cover? You can paste in chat as well. Like, I'm fine with that. Okay. So if you guys don't have anything, we can just start over my career and I'll just give this short intro of the career. So in 2020, I graduated, like you guys know. Like then I sat in campus placement and I got into TCS Digital. So it's a service-based company. There is a digital drive happened. I think you guys know about that. And I was part of research and development team there for almost 2 years. Then I wanted to move to a product-based company. So I joined Amazon as an SDE in 2021, somewhat during that time. So I worked in different organizations at Amazon. So I worked in initially at Alexa and then in Amazon Business. So you guys might see orders, order history, things like that. We own that. So I spent close to 3 years there. Then I moved to Uber as an SDE2, currently building Uber AI solutions. So my expertise mostly lies in backend systems and which are highly reliable and scalable, things like that. So this is very short about me. So I wanted to cover mostly about like how interview process works at top tech companies, completely from my personal opinion, like nowhere related to anything. So you guys need anything or any interruptions between, you guys can do that, and you can paste in chat as well and raise the hand wherever required. What do you guys feel like? You can keep it interactive, keep it casual. You can ask anything. I mean, feel free to discuss than delivering something. Okay, I see. Okay, so cool. I have some technical issues. I'm turning off my video to keep my voice going on, and hope I keep it very interactive. And if you feel any boredom during the entire discussion, let me know. Okay. So generally, the hiring process at product-based companies, I mean, there are two different types of hiring, right? I mean, if you guys are sitting in fourth year, so there is an on-campus hiring and off-campus hiring. I don't want to touch about the on-campus hiring because there is a formal process and you guys already know about that. So I wanted to discuss more on the off-campus hirings, which are equally important. If you guys are interested in IT specifically, how many guys are interested to move to IT? Any responses? Hey, someone raised the hand. You can speak, Tejendra. Oh, okay. You guys are saying you're interested. Nice. Cool. So probably I'll go into like how off-campus interviews works, like, and how things will be there. So many people will not be aware of things like career portals, which is very underrated. People usually post a lot of job requisitions there, and you can freely apply there. So and recruiters will are equally important, and they'll review your profile. How much data structures is required for big companies and startups? I think I'll cover that. Like if you want me to cover now, I can cover that as well. I'll take this question a little later, like once the initial, like how to apply for companies, then comes what are the different on-site loop and things like that. I do participated in hiring, which is part of my roles and responsibilities. So I'll try to cover like how much data structures are important and how can you prepare for that and be ready. So I wanted to cover the first part is like no one will try to apply in the career portals, but I say like be proactive, apply in portals so that your resume would be in the database and recruiters might reach out to you. And the other platform is LinkedIn. You can make your LinkedIn in a way that recruiters can reach out to you instead of you reaching out to recruiters. And the second option is to get referrals through your network or from the mentors, however it is. So hiring flow generally starts with the resume screening. So generally the resumes would be matched with the skills which was posted in the job requisition with an tracker called ATS tracker. So you can get the free tools like ATS outside. You can just post your resume and job requisition and check your score, how much you'll get. I prefer you can keep it to 80 plus or something like that. We can come to this part like how to make your resume clean and how it would be better, like if you apply in off-campus mode. So then comes the interview loop. So ideally it starts with a pre-screening step, so which contains coding exam or a coding interview with with an SDE or someone. Like I'm more focused on SDE hiring. Like if you guys want something else, feel free to let me know. Okay. So it starts with an online coding assessment, like usually in product-based companies, but some companies do ask aptitude as well. You guys already are really talented, so you guys already could have prepared for aptitude and other things. I'm not covering that part. So then comes the on-site loop. So the on-site loop is something which is very important. So once you are qualified in a pre-screening test, so every someone wants to talk. Jay Ganesh, you can talk. No. Okay. So the on-site usually contains like for a candidate there would be a panel would be created. A panel usually means like there'd be like 4 to 5 SDEs assigned to you, and it starts with meeting of 4 to 5 SDEs in a discussion. Don't treat interview as some kind of questionnaire. Like it's a discussion platform. So it is done with some competencies. We'll come to that. Like in top tech companies, they go with data structures and problem solving and high level design, low level design, things like that, which are really important for them. But any interview would be guided with competencies. So you can ask the recruiter what are the competencies you are evaluating for this round. They should be happy to share that, and you can prepare for that as well. And there is cultural fit round as well, where you would be evaluated on the leadership principles. And I'll come to that, like how to present your stories in a better way. So this is okay. Anyone asking a question? Okay, cool. Oh, anyone have any concerns over like how to apply and things like that? I'm keeping it very short so that if you want some topic, I can go into that and dive deep there instead of just speaking it orally. Hope it's clear. Let's move like what are the steps we can do, like the strategies which you can do at different stages. So in the resume screening, like when you are preparing a resume, try to make it very clean, clear. Don't make it cluttered, and don't try to keep the images there. Avoid unnecessary information. Try to keep it in single page, and try to keep the skills which are matching your job requisitions which you are targeting. Either it can be an SD or it can be data engineer roles or whatever it is. So try to make your resume fit well into ATS. There is a lot of ATS tools available freely. So you can just post your resume and job description there, and you can see like how much score you are getting, and you can change your templates as well. And you can have mentoring sessions as well with people who can review your resume, and you can upgrade that. So this is one part about resume. So try to keep it clean, clear. Don't make it cluttered, because the algorithms or ATS can't scan the images and get the maximum out of it. So try to make it more with the text than with the cluttered information, cluttered images, things like that. And try to make the things fit in a page instead of writing big monologues. And moreover, the important information which I wanted to share in resume is like while writing your projects, try to keep it in a quantified way. So don't ever try to make it in a way that optimize this performance or optimize this efficiency. Try to keep it in a way that like optimize the efficiency by 80%, or I saved cost XXX $1 million, something like that. You can keep in that way so that you can quantify your impact there. So that's one thing which is very important while writing your projects and impacts. So this is mostly on the resume part. You can, I mean, this can be a big discussion as well, like how to have a clean resume and how to make your job shine there, like something like that. So next comes the pre-screening and online assessments. Here, most of the companies ask questions in platforms like HackerRank, Code Signal, things like that. So I hope you guys start, I mean, know data structures in your first year. Sure. I'll do that at the end. Like I'll share my resume. So so basically, you guys could have known in the first year on data structures and algorithms. So basically, the big tech companies can't assess you based on a technology, because technology will vary from company to company. Like you can have Spring there, but the big tech companies will have their own framework. You should be learning there. So to assess you, they need some talent which is not learned through books or something. So that's why they try to assess you with problem solving and data structures. So once you know that, you can learn the things there itself. So always, that's the reason, at least in my point of view, like data structures are important. Does research internships at IITs or NITs make an impact for IT jobs in resume? Yeah, it do make an impact, but once you are, I mean, it makes an impact to qualify your resume. But once you qualify to a job, like how the on-site works is completely different. Like it's not based on your resume and skills, but it's based on the competencies assigned. Suppose you are assigned with the data structures and algorithm question, they'll assess you based on the data structures, not on any other things. Like I'll come to that part as well, like how the loop works and how the interview process usually starts, how the template will look like, at least from my personal opinion. I'll share that. Okay, and so where I am. So I am in resume part. I think I covered resume part. So in the pre-screening, I think you guys could have known data structures in the first year, and you guys are really talented. So you guys can I mean, ramp up or like whatever it is, like you can just start over the data structures at final year or something like that. So you can use the platforms like Lead Code or CodeChef or Code Forces or whatever it is. Like you can start practicing some coding questions so that whenever there is an exam, you can easily write the exam. So there would be some private test cases and public test cases and things like that. So if you guys want me to cover which parts of data structures or things like that. Okay, someone asked something. Soumyadeep Halder asked, should I focus on web development using React.js or data science using NumPy or Pandas? I mean, web development jobs are very competitive. So I'm thinking to go towards data science. So basically the web development jobs are something like classified into as an SDE. So SDE jobs are plenty in India. I don't say that it's very competitive, and they pay competitively as well. I mean, data science jobs nowadays grow very big, like because of this AI bubble. So both are equally valuable. Like you need SDE jobs as well. So if you have interest in building things or building engineering stuff, like I prefer you can explore SDE jobs. But if you like the data science part, like I mean the maths and how to build models, things like that. And there is a new field called AI engineering. You can explore that as well. But I am covering mostly in the backend related jobs, which basically the SDE jobs, like which happens in the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, etc., etc. Did I answer your question, Soumyadeep? Or you can speak. Or I'm getting a feeling that I'm just saying something, whether I'm catching you guys or not, I'm not able to understand, but yes, sir. Okay. Cool. So there comes like pre-screening jobs. So you can start using these platforms and learn these questions and before applying any jobs. And one more session which I wanted to give is like then you complete your pre-screening rounds. Then there comes the on-site round. So which is basically the complete loop of interviews which will happen for you. That means like you would be meeting 4 to 5 engineers, like the 4 to 5 rounds. These contains different competencies and each level, and each round is independent. And people usually thinks like I missed the first round, so the second round might get impacted. So whenever people are giving whenever the interviewers are giving feedback, they don't know what other person gave. So it's completely independent. So you don't need to worry. Like you don't need to keep that in mind. Just have your other interviews going on. Like at the end. So probably if I explain how the interview loop works, this might help. So there are around 4 to 5 engineers you would be meeting, and they are equally interested to hire you guys. So it's not like they are just taking interview just for the sake of taking. So they have some documentation needs to be done for every interview. So they would be documenting everything which you are saying, like how much you are meeting their competency or how much you are exceeding or how much you are not meeting the competencies. What are your gaps? Things like that they'll keep, and they'll come up with some kind of decision like whether to hire you or not hire you. So the competencies I can explain for SD is how it would be like. So some interview would be on the data structures. They would be asking questions on data structures. Nowadays for SD1 roles also they're asking LLD questions. So LLD is the low level design, like how your code is, how maintainable your code is, and things like that. And then there comes the cultural fit or leadership questions. They might ask you on the cultural or leadership related questions. I'll come to that part as well, like how we can answer that better. So coming to data structures, you guys want anything specific in that, or like you want me to go into it, like which areas to cover, things like that, or no? Okay. So basically, most of the questions, whatever I feel personally, is like people who are really interested in competitive coding, you guys can register for ICPC and other contests as well, which are really important and which shines your resume as well. And right, India is at 80th rank or something like that. So you guys might bring it to first rank as well. So you guys can try that international coding contest, and it will really shine your resume. There are people who do really well there. You can register in parts of teams, but this is related to competitive coding, like where we will really like the problem solving in data structures and things like that. But you are preparing for interviews, you can prepare with a strategy as well, like understand the data structures and apply the data structures wherever required. So probably in the first day you might not solve the question, so try to solve it in a naive way or a brute force way, and then take your time. It's okay. First, I mean, it's a very steep learning curve, so you can optimize your approach either in terms of cost and memory, So that will take time. So you'll slowly understand the patterns and probably understand the concepts behind the problem, slowly build the solution. So this like in initial days you might not be very quick, but with time I think you will reach there. So this is related to data structures. Anything you want me to cover here? Okay, taking it as no. Then there comes something called as cultural fit or leadership questions, where you need to answer your projects as well, right? This is also equally important. So basically, these questions you try to create in a way that it should be in a star format. I hope you guys know about star, or I can explain it in a high level. So star is basically situation, task, action, result. So whenever you are creating a project, you can simplify it to PAR as well, problem, action, result. So problem is basically the problem you are trying to solve in your project, and action could be whatever tasks or steps you took to solve the problem, and the result could be like how much impact you made out of this project. So try to keep your projects in a way that it should be in problem, action, result, and always quantify your impact in the result. So this will give you a few signals for the interviewer, like, I mean, you are going in the right direction. How is your leadership qualities, like how you are owning things up, like how you insist on high standards, things like that. Okay. And so this comes the leadership part. So usually we think that we will report to some SDs, but ideally you are an independent leader. You are equally important and own your service. So ownership is really important. Like if you are owning a service, suppose something breaks in your service, you should be equally responsible for that. So they'll seriously consider your ownership on your projects as well. And how you're delivering is also equally important, like how fast you are delivering. So there is some kind of decision making skills which are equally important. Can you take some projects? Can you tell some projects that you think a student have done in college so that I can stand out for higher job role in a company? So I can say that more than a project, it's more on problem solving, and design skills are equally are important as well. Like because the major competencies, this is my personal opinion, like the projects are equally important. But nowadays, like with AI, like I mean, the projects are, you can think of projects like you can solve your problems at like you can create any web application easily like nowadays. So but how you maintain the code or how you design the code is equally important. Maybe I can give you an example. So suppose you are building something like phone pay. Okay, so the phone pay is integrated with a bank called S Bank. But if you write a code in a way that you're integrating all S Bank interfaces directly in your code and you introduce high coupling, so whenever something happened to S Bank and you need to change the bank to something else, so what happens is like you need to change at every line of code. It's not like it would be 2 3 files. The code would be very big, and when you keep on changing, it will, you need to test them thoroughly as well before deploying it to prod. So this will take a lot of time. Like so, this time should be reduced. To reduce this time, you need to make your code highly maintainable. So you need to make it loosely coupled and things like that. So these are very important as well, because at college you might not consider these things, but when you are building systems at scale, these are really important. So whatever project you are solving, you can think of anything. Like I mean, you can think of our course management system or whatever it is. You can build any, like take a problem. Like first I can say that you can take a problem and try to identify the design tenets in it, like whether you are, what are the functional requirements and what are the non-functional requirements. Like functional requirements in the sense like if you are building something like a course management system, like what are the things, like you need course catalog and things like that. Non-functional requirements can be like your system should be up this much time, this much latency, things like that. And then you can come up with some kind of design, and then probably you can implement that code. So this helps you some kind of industrial experience as well. So that's what I can prefer. Sneha, does that answer your question? Should I take it as yes, or do you have some follow-ups? Okay. Will you please give some details regarding cloud computing? So basically, the cloud computing concept came up when, like, usually when long back, like the servers are, I'm keeping it very naive, easily understandable languages. Like the servers usually stay in on-prem, usually on-prem in the sense like in our campus, if we keep our servers and maintain those servers, it's very very difficult to scale, because suppose Suddenly, like when a results came up, like we are started using servers a lot. And when there is no result, I mean, when there is no usage of the application, you are not using your web application. So at this time, like you need some elasticity and scalability issues. So this cloud computing came up with some kind of virtualization. So these cloud service providers are easily can spin up the servers like when you require. There's something called as auto scaling. So you can easily scale your servers on demand, and you should pay only for the price or the number of requests you're using. So in that way, like you don't need to maintain the servers when you are not required. So this improves a cost. I mean, in terms of the quality attributes, like cost improves a lot. And even for scale, like you should not see any downtime. So obviously availability will increase a lot. So does that answer your question, Lohit, or do you need some more details? So there are cloud service providers like AWS, Azure, and GCP. You can start using it. It's basically infrastructure creation. So there are IaaC and other things you can use there as well. Any specific examples you are looking for or something like that, Lohit? You can speak as well. So career with cloud computing. So it's like there is career. I mean, I don't say that it is required, but in a product based company, like I mean, like ideally you should own everything, right? Like including developing the cloud infrastructure, writing the code, deploying it, maintaining it. Everything should be owned by a person. So it's not like you'll divide the responsibility. It again changes from I mean company to company. So there is an opportunity in cloud computing as well, but yeah, I can't. I don't. I mean, are you expecting anything in terms of uh, numbers or something like that, or how it is? You can speak up, Lohit, if it doesn't answer your question. So I can say this question. I think Soumyadeep asked a very good question. So FANG companies have super high CGPA requirement. Is it possible to get a job there with low CGPA? I don't think so. They consider CGPA a lot. At least they consider like if you are really good. Like there are people which I mean I see they are from tier 3 companies and tier 3 colleges. You are from tier 1 colleges as well. But there are people from tier 3 colleges and even with even lesser CGPA like 6, like they cracked it. So it's all on the competencies. So if you ask about FANG, they care about data structures, problem solving, design, and things like that. Then they wanted to hire the best talent. It's not on CGPA. So probably initial screening could be difficult, but the interview doesn't really bias on I mean CGPA. Anything else, Soumyadeep, you wanted to know? But I mean, this is something on off campus. I'm saying, like, I mean, in on campus, I think you guys know it better. So yeah, you guys can speak it up. It's totally fine. Like, I mean, you can keep it very casual. If someone wants to integrate the resume with embedded systems, IoT, cloud computing, then he stand a chance? Obviously, there is. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, so are you talking about an SD role, Lohit, or can you turn on your mic? Like, I mean, maybe you can do it first so that other people will follow you. You don't want to? Okay, let me answer it then.
Hello, sir.
Oh,
Hello, sir.
great, great. Ah, you can call me Vamsi. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm also like you only, right? Yeah. So, yeah, you can ask your question.
Yes. Means from first year, I don't have clarity about in which path should I choose. I can go, but in this semester, I had embedded systems in this semester actually in the
Okay.
college curriculum,
Okay.
and I had taken IoT, NPTEL subject as IoT, and in that cloud computing also included. So I was just thinking of how it would be to learn these embedded systems and IoT and cloud perfectly and along with some coding, what kind of roles I would get, what chances I could stand. That's what I was thinking, and I don't have clarity.
So I can help you here. Like, I mean, if you are looking for these FANG companies or like the top tech companies, so they don't assess you directly on this. I mean, they won't ask you a question from AWS, or they won't ask you a question from like, I mean, the Java syntax and other things. They ideally judge you on problem solving, data structures, design principles, design, high level design, low level design. These are the things, and leadership principles as well, like how you are handling situations, like how you are taking decisions, and how you fit in the team. So these are the things which are very important. If you have these are obviously an edge. I mean, to you, like, I mean, when you are talking about the leadership principles, you can use these, but you won't see a question from. I mean, you won't see like what is this in embedded system or what is S3 in AWS. These questions, at least like from my personal experience or from my personal opinion, you won't get that. But there are companies, other companies, they might ask these questions. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
This might help you to learn projects and probably do the projects there. But yeah, in interviews like specifically to FANG, they might not ask. This is again entirely my personal opinion. So yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I am a decision making thing, right? So when you are taking decisions, so I'm coming back where I am. So there are few things which you need to consider. So at business, speed matters sometimes. So the decision should be classified in two ways. It's a one-way decision and two-way decision. It might help you in college as well. So when you are taking a one-way decision, so you can't come back. So it's an irreversible decision. So you need to consider all the trade-offs. Like, I mean, you can apply it everywhere. Like I'm applying it in software. So if you are applying something in software, so it's basically when you are considering something, so you should consider all aspects when you're taking this decision. This decision might be slow, but this consider all trade-offs. There is something called as a two-way decision. Basically, you can come back as well. So this is a reversible decision. So you can take this decision with speed. So speed matters in business. So sometimes you need to categorize your problems into reversible and irreversible decision and go ahead. So this is also important as well. Yeah. So and there are other leadership aspects like having backbone, disagree and commit. Like I mean, you need to. Uh, I mean, sometimes you should not be like very saying okay person. You should be fighting back as well. Like if you have your data, so this is also equally important. They'll see for these signals as well, like how you are performing here and things like that. So this is one thing. And also I mean if you start, I mean if you guys are interested in knowing about like how the data structures and other things works or things like that in the interview, or you guys are bored already and wanted to ask some questions. No response. Neha, do you have something? Let's go with it. I mean, I tried to cover most of the parts. So in the data structures, usually in interviews would be in 60 minutes. So in the 60 minutes, so in my personal view, like it starts with a 5 minutes intro. So it starts with the interviewer intro and then your intro. And based on the competencies, they will already have prepared something. You are equally a customer to them. So don't feel that you are taking an interview and he's SAR. You don't need to do that. Like there is no such thing called SAR in corporate. So everyone is equal here. So you can be like a leader. You can be assertive in the sense like speak reasonably with data. So no one will question you. And if someone asks you a question, if you have some problem in understanding the question, you can ask them. Like don't think that if I ask something on the question, like if you didn't understand the question, if you ask something like he will judge you on that. Like it's not that actually. Actually, they will also equally equally curious to know like what your skills are and what your attributes are and things like that. So they need to assess that. So they need to document that as well. So basically, when this happens, so usually people will panic. Like I asked a question and things like it's totally fine. And if they give hints, happily take the hints and solve the question going forward. And if you are solving specifically a coding problem, like you should try to think in a way that it should be solved for in a naive way first, like in a naive way in the sense like you can start using it in a very brute force or very normal way, and then you can optimize it. So when you're optimizing it, it can be in terms of cost. So the cost can be classified in terms of time and memory here. Like you don't like, I mean, in a simple example, when you click WhatsApp, you want the message to be delivered faster. So the time should be fast. So these big, like even like if you take an example of Facebook, like if you are sending a message, it should be like very quick, right? So these underlying data structures would be there. So these are very important. That's why, I mean, they have an important competencies data structures as well. So in the data structures, like when you are classifying cost in terms of time, so you need to optimize your code in a way that it can be like asymptotically best, like in the worst time as well. Like when you give the larger inputs, it should work fine, and it should handle all the edge cases as well, and things like that. And also, I prefer leading the interview. Like I mean, whenever interviewer is asking a problem, try to lead him towards your thoughts. Try to open up, share your approaches, things like that. And probably at the end, feel free to ask questions as well. Like if you have anything, not on the feedback. Usually, interviewers are not supposed to tell about your feedback, like how it happens. So you don't need to ask them. So it's fine. But you can ask something on like how the work is and things like that. So this is mostly, I think I covered most of the things. Anything specific, if you guys want, I can have it. And I hope I don't waste your weekend as well.
Vamshi, actually, I wanted to know like before joining a company, I will be having some set of skill set, right? Then after joining some company, they will give me a training period to learn what they are expecting from me. What can I do such that in my college period only if I can cover that 6 months of training so that I can directly go to the higher level and start earning with the expected salary that I am required to be earning. Like wasting my 6 months of time after joining the company, it's better I cover up my skills in my college days.
Huh, this is a good question. So basically, there is no such thing called training in product-based companies. Like when you join a company, like there would be an onboarding period. They'd be giving some kind of understanding on the tools and DevOps practices. Like because you are from college, you might not know about things like that. But if you are interested in, because you won't know the tools and technologies until you enter a company, but you can learn the fundamentals before joining the company. Fundamentals in the sense like you can learn DBMS, you can learn networking, you can learn operating systems. These are CS fundamentals which will always help you like wherever you are. And if you ask about learning, my 2 cents would be you can like always you should learn and stay curious. Like I mean at every level. Like it's not that even director will learn like at his level. Like I mean he should learn something. So that's how it is. Like but you can't escape learning. The learning is a continuous process. You should have it. But if you ask the fundamentals, you should get that in college. Like CS fundamentals includes DBMS. I mean, I covered data structures a lot, so I'm not bringing it up, but data structures are very important. This covers your problem solving skills. But the CS fundamentals includes DBMS, OS, networking. At least these three should be very strong. Like if you are very strong in these three, like you can easily learn any framework. Like I mean, like suppose if you take a Spring framework or if you take any DB technologies, like you can learn those. And anything you wanted to know about designing skills and things like that, or how it is? I think I answered most of that, but if you want anything specific, I can help as well, Sneha.
No, it's fine. Like again, it depends on the company, right? Like in which company I'm
Yes,
joining.
but CS fundamental stays like wherever you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can. I mean, anyone interested in competitive coding in the audience? Yeah, I think we covered most of the things. We can end quickly as well, like, because It's Saturday as well. People can
Okay.
take the.
Hi, Vamshi.
Hey, hi, sir.
Hi. So first of all, thank you for giving the references to all our students. So I have to mention to some of the students that he's always open to give references to uh, like many of your seniors and super seniors into these big tech companies, because those references literally helped them to bag a job in that. So thank you for that. Mhm. And secondly, a couple of questions from my end too, so that it can help the students. Uh, so actually, in your from your journey from 2020, the how interview process have been evolved. If you can give it just like initially, what were the things that were being asked and discussed, and how it has
Uh,
evolved.
I I can help. Like initially, I was part of this service-based company, right? So the service-based company interview process would be quite different from a product-based company. So service-based company usually takes the interview on their specific technology. Like people are asking, right? I mean, like the cloud computing. So they might ask questions on like the cloud specific things or the domain specific things. So they usually, I mean, take it for clients. So, but thing which I can suggest for the people is like the curve should always be in a T shape. So T shape in the sense like the horizontal line should show your horizontal technological experience. So it should be in the initial years you can explore all different technologies, and then once you are, I mean, passionate about a specific thing, you should go into deep about that. Like I mean, you should grow vertically on that. So product-based companies usually go vertically. This is again my personal view. So this horizontal experience you can get in service-based company as well. Like you can explore other technologies and things like that. And in the interview process, it's more like I feel service-based companies the interview is not structured, but in product-based companies the interview is structured. So with the time, the interviews are now very well structured. Like structured in the sense like you can ask the recruiter on what are the things should be expected in interview, and like in Google you can have a mock interview as well with an engineer before you have an interview. And also it's not that interview should complete in a day, it can carry over a month, so there's no stress as well. So these are the things which evolved like over the years, sir.
Okay. Nice. Second thing, the tools that will help the students, okay, that are majorly used for maintaining the code base or developing it, testing it. So, what are the major tools that are used?
So one thing here, sir, like in product-based companies, like they have their own tools. Like I mean, suppose Microsoft might use Azure for their infrastructure, but AWS is used in Amazon. So it's like there is no specific tool, but these CS fundamentals are there. No? Like I mean, like the DBMS, the database, the bare metal database might remain same, but the names might change. So it's just the name difference you will see. But what I suggest for the people is like be strong in CS fundamentals during their college, like CS fundamentals in the sense like data structures, DBMS, computer networking, and OS.
Okay. What websites do you suggest to students to learn the trendy topics or the skills, and also the website where they can test where they stand?
Yeah, I think this is good. Actually, like I mean, so most of the rounds would be in coding. Like if the most of them are in coding, I prefer you can sign up in Lead Code. But if you really like competitive coding in the sense like not preparing for interview, but you really like data structures, then you can go with something like Code Forces, Code Chef, and things like that. And and if you guys are really passionate from the college itself, you can participate in coding contests which are at international level as well. Like there are people from other IITs like who do that. Something called as ICPC. You can register as a part of team and probably we can win something there as well.
So I know you are always a studious person and also always excited in the off academic topics also, like how to develop these embedded boards and all these things and various coding things during your BTech time. But what will be the suggestion as a big brother to these students, like how to make use of their time and energy during the college period?
Yeah, this is really good question, sir. So basically, I use something called as clockwise. So you can have a Google Calendar. You can plan your time accordingly. Like you can have your classes uh, marked there. You can have your focus time. Like I mean, you can prepare for your core subjects and things like that, and you can have your coding as well there. Like so that your your schedule remains same, like, and you can't and over the time you can have your plan as well, like what you did in this week, something like that. So this app really helps me, so you guys can also try using that. And if you're focusing on something, there is something called as pomo focus or pomodoro, like you can use that, like you can work focusedly for 25 minutes and take 5 minutes break, something like that. Really helps to focus on a specific thing for a time, like suppose you are doing some coding problem or something like that, so you can spend 25 minutes reading the problem. If you're not able to solve it, it's fine, like no one will solve it in day one. It will take time, so but don't give up. Try consistently and try to apply your fundamentals there, than I mean try to by heart the problem or by heart the solution or seeing the solution quickly. I prefer take some time and approach the problem differently, like. And to maintain your tasks, I prefer using any app, like I use Clockwise integrated with Google Calendar to mark my calendar, like what I can do for the day and things like that. So probably you have your lectures and you have your assignments. So in that way, and you can have your personal time marked there as well. Like, so it's like you can keep like 3-4 hours for your personal time, and if you wanted to learn some sports, you can keep the calendar there so that you can plan your time accordingly, like whatever you want. So this is one thing which I learned over time. So and it will help you in your career as well, like.
Okay, that's it from my end. Thank you, Vamshi. Thank you once again for accepting the invitation. Sneha, if you have something or any other students have anything to discuss, it's up to you.
Thanks, sir, for giving this opportunity, and I'm happy to connect with you all guys in 1:1 mentoring sessions or things like that. I'll share my top ment link and few other details with Sneha and others. Okay.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions, please go ahead.
And also I can take some mock interviews as well before you're giving your interviews at.
Really great. That will be really great.
So I think Soumyadip added a question. So I have learned React.js and Next.js. I have created a YouTube user interface clone using YouTube API. Are clone projects like this good? So if you're, I mean, you're learning the technology there, so it's always good. So nowadays Next.js is the faster. Like you can learn about like why do you use Next.js instead of React.js wherever it is, like, and how it helps search engine optimization. Like there are some features in Next.js which helps search engine optimization. Like it scraps the website well and it ranks you better. When you search something, you'll get your website on the top. So try to understand that core concepts. People might ask questions on like why are you taking this instead of that? Why are you taking that decision instead of this decision? Like probably you should govern it with data, not like, I mean, I learned this, that's why I'm doing this. Probably might sound very naive. And if you can say that this is improving this, so that's the reason I'm using that. Like I mean, like for an example, I'm using Next.js because I want my search engine optimization, and because of this, my website came on the top of the search results, something like that. And same for React as well, like how virtual DOM works and things like that. You can go into deep of that, but it's a really good start. Like, I mean, you started creating websites in college itself, so great. Okay, is backend programming important for front-end engineers? Nowadays, people are doing both, like backend and front-end. So if you are into full stack engineer, I think backend is equally important. You can focus on front-end, but you need a little understanding on backend. But if you are really focused on front-end only, there are roles in Google and other big tech companies only focused on front-end engineers, but you need to be like very good in that. Like I said about T-shaped curve, right? I mean, so knowing little in backend might help because you need to integrate the APIs to front-end. So I can't say that you can learn much into backend, but you can learn a little idea so that you can have the middleware and other things set up. So I prefer having a T-shape in your career might help you. So Midip, does that answer your question? You can come on. I mean, I can turn on your video or mic and you can ask these questions as well. I know a little bit of Node.js and Express.js. Is it enough? I mean, there is no enough kind of thing, but what I can say is like, try to learn coding as well with these technologies, like so that you won't feel the difference. Like learning new technology won't feel, because technology will evolved a lot actually. Like from my 2020 to 2025 nowadays, like there is something called as vibe coding people are doing like with agentic AI. So, and one more thing which people might feel, you are from EEE background, people might think that you can't do well in CS. This is also something which people have questions or like they're clear on it. I hope you guys are clear, so I'm not answering that. Yeah. Yeah, my 2 cents for all of you guys is like, you guys are all are really talented. Stay curious, learn more, and yeah, stay in touch. Tech world is so small, so we all might, connect in person as well. So let's see how it goes. And I'll share my communication channels, TopMet link, and probably you can sign up for mock interviews and you can have 1:1 mentoring sessions as well.
Yeah. Sneha,
And
anything?
thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. And yeah, and
Uh,
for alumni, for the association as well. Like,
you have done a really good job, Vamshi, and the session is very interactive and very helpful. Um, so the students gained a lot. Thank you.
yeah, I should thank you all guys. Like, for spending your weekend over this. Like, that's really great. I think I have solved like 40 to 50 questions. How many more needs to solve? Like, it's not on the number. You should learn like how you solved it. Like, whether you solved it directly, seeing the solutions, or like you understood the concepts and you can solve the problem. So if you have the confidence that you learned all the data structures with those problems, I think you are good. But yeah, I think if you want more assessment, like where you are in data structures, we can have a mock interview as well. Like, yeah, and whatever I covered, it can disagree with the suggestions which I have, so it's totally fine.
Thank you, Amshi. Thank you for your valuable time. Like your session was truly like insightful, and the thing that you told about the graph was truly amazing. Like before joining, you need to be in a tree curve shape, and after joining the company, you should be in a vertical graph to be constant with the company what they're expecting you to. And you're like as you said, you want to share your insights and you want to conduct some mock interviews. We'll definitely share your links to the students. As an association, we would like to be a bridge between students and the speakers of alumni group. We are really thankful to your time and guidance.
Sure, it's a privilege. Like, to meet for meeting you all guys. Like, yeah, I hope I'll meet you in person sometime. Yeah, and you guys are all really talented, and you guys will keep rocking as always. Thank you. Have a great
Thank you
day.
so
Bye.
much.
Happy weekend.
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank all the people who joined the meeting and HOD sir and the faculty coordinator and the students and association people for conducting this. So thank you all.